come back to this next one. Transitive and intransitive. So keep deciding transitive and intransitive verbs. So transitive verbs requires an object to give its meaning. Transitive verbs requires a subject, an object to give its meaning. Requires an object to give its meaning. So this transitive verbs needs an object. So how means, let me write say here. I got. What I got? One example. I like. I love. What I like and what I love. Next. She is. What she is. So this transitive verb requires an object to give its meaning. I got, okay, get, got is everything is a verb, but this needs an object to fill. That needs an object. Without object it won't fill. For example, I read. Maximum all the verbs are transitive verbs only. I read. What I read? That should be in a question. I teach. What I teach? So maximum in English all the verbs are transitive verbs only. Some are intransitive verbs. Those intransitive verbs doesn't need an object. Simply they will give a meaning. That is the difference. Okay. See, I got. Every word, every verb, whatever you are talking. I teach. What I teach? There should be a word, object. There should be an object. I read. I teach. I write. What I write? I look. What I look? Where I look. So there should be an object to fill its meaning. That is called transitive verb. So transitive verb requires an object to give its meaning. So that is, so I got, I like, something you can fill. Okay. Okay, that is. So next one is the example. You can, in the bracket you can write, I got first rank. I like fruits. I love sweets. She is bad. Okay, like that. We can fill that transitive verbs like this. It needs an object to fill its meaning. An important point, children, keep a point here, right here. Transitive verbs have passive forms. So these passive forms you will get when you are talking about passive voice, active voice, passive voice. So then you will get the topic passive forms. Until then that will be okay. Okay. This is called transitive verbs. Next one, intransitive verbs. Okay, did you get the topic here? Okay. Intransitive verbs. Exactly opposite to this. It doesn't require an object to give its meaning. So number one point here. Intransitive verbs cannot require, did not. They do not. They don't require enough. They don't require an object. That's enough for. No need to write against meaning. Finish. Okay. So example. What are those intransitive verbs? Intransitive verbs are very, very important. Maybe back of your class textbook. Maybe you have 7th class, 6th class. I don't know exactly. You have that one. Okay. Example. See. They cried. He smiled. See here, they cried. Is it giving meaning or not? Yeah, of course it is giving meaning. Next, she smiled. He smiled. Whether it is giving meaning or not? Yes, of course it is giving. Next, they appeared. Appeared. Finish. They are giving. So like that. So I will give a table for these intransitive verbs. So don't worry about that. Just it is. And keep a point here. Intransitive verbs doesn't have a passive form. Doesn't have a passive form. So that we will discuss about passive forms. So this is intransitive verb. Okay, what is transitive verbs? That verb needs an object, but these intransitive verbs doesn't need any object. So I will draw the table. Just you can look at it. Okay, passive forms mean it won't carry the passive form. Active as passive. It's very simple. Okay, I will draw the table. Just copy the table. Passive forms, transitive and intransitive verbs. Intransitive verbs, children. Appear, arrive, and agree. Next one, become, caused, cry. Die, fall, go. Next one, happen, laugh, lie. Next one. Remain, sit, sleep. Stand, vomit, wait. Many were there, but small, not at all, just a very few I have given for you here. You just look at them. Okay. Number 1, I appeared. Yeah, I arrived. I agreed. I became. The cost. What was the cost? For example, I shown this is a pen. I asked what was the cost. Finish. I cried, and she died, and he had fallen. He went, or he go. He gone. He has gone. So that is intransitive verbs. It happened. She laughed. She lied. It remained. She sit or sat. She sleeps. Giving a meaning there. I stood. They vomited. Vomit. Something with a what we call. Some people will pronounce this word differently. Worm. That is wrong. This vomit. Okay, vomit. And wait. I waited. They waited. She waited. And he waited. So the word itself gives a meaning. So they waited, he waited, she waited. So these are all the intransitive verbs. Some are given here. So just keep this, draw the table in your book and you can copy this. Okay. There are also intransitive verbs. These verbs will stand by itself without a verb. These will stand without a verb. So that is called intransitive verbs. And these verbs won't carry passive forms. These verbs won't carry passive forms. Okay, that will be the end, children. Today we discussed transitive verbs and intransitive verbs, and we discussed about main clause and subordinate clause. Okay, and remaining we have auxiliary verbs and linking verbs, so that we will discuss modal verbs. So these 3 topics we will discuss in the tomorrow class, and I hope you understood and you copy these transitive verbs and intransitive. Very, very simple. Transitive verbs, without verb it won't stand. Intransitive verbs, without verb they will, without object they will stand. That will be the end of the class. Meet you in the next class, children. Until then, stay home, stay safe, and bye bye.